Hi guys, I haven't been putting out many videos in the past 24 hours because I had the strongest migraine attack that I've ever had in my life. The fact that I've even got a light shining in my face and I seem to be doing okay right now is a work of wonder. This type of migraine was very different. I had my vision was blurred. My vision was going. It was apparently a migraine aura, which happens right before a migraine attack. And it was the most scariest, weirdest thing to wake up to, where your vision is just going and there's nothing that you can do. But it dissipated quite quickly, and then the migraine fell upon me, and for the entire day I have been out of it, just recovering. So I haven't been putting up any videos in the past 2 days, and I do apologize. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Let's get straight into this mess, because it looks like it's really bad news, guys, for P. Diddy when it comes to more litigation that is being released on this man. Now we know September 25th is the next big hearing date to see if this man is going to get his new trial and charges acquitted, and then October 3rd is his sentencing. Put those dates in your diaries, guys. They're going to be big dates in this whole case madness. But the prosecution are announcing that they are basically coming with more victims for the sentencing. This is pissed off Diddy, pissed off his lawyers, and they basically are panicking, which is why they put up a couple of days ago documents for trying to bring some of those men when he was summoning the gay Avengers, when he was summoning the gay escort workers and the gay men, when he was summoning, his people. When he was doing this, he was doing so that he can bring them on his defense to try and reduce his sentencing. Not only that, but he wants any medical information to be redacted that isn't already publicly out there. So my question is, what medical information do you have, or whatever the hell you're diagnosed with, that has caused significant damage and rupture to other men or women out there that you don't want people to know about? Granted, everybody, including Diddy, is entitled to medical privacy, but at the same time, when it comes to harming other people, could this be being revealed help others in the future? We don't know. But the prosecution are wanting to come with more victims, listing these male escorts as victims, whereas Diddy actually wants some of them to be subpoenaed or to testify against the prosecution and basically be on Diddy's side. Diddy's lawyers are upset by this because it seems like a sneak rule to come in for the sentencing that, wait, all of these victims, how is Judge Arun going to see that? Judge Arun already hates Diddy for the fact that Diddy and his lawyers try the most continuously, bail applications denied. Diddy, stood up talking about, you're doing a great job. Judge Arun did not even give a damn about what he was saying. So now you've got more victims being presented alongside Cassie and Jane. It ain't going to look good for Diddy, guys, when it comes to the sentencing. It really isn't going to look good to him. So this, is a sneak situation, and we're basically going to see what the memorandum is going to be for the sentencing from each party, and they've obviously got to publish that as well. So a lot is happening for this. Bad news for Diddy, guys. More victims coming out. These male escorts are victims, in my opinion, because they were flown around and then they were forced to do things against their own will for Diddy, or were put in very uncomfortable positions, which is very uncomfortable to be in. Believe me, I know that 110%, and I've spoken about it here and there, where I can understand what these male escorts are discussing and talking about, because people can put you in very difficult, unfortunate, nasty positions and have so much power over you in so many different ways, and then should be in positions where they're believed as victims, not just escorts. Escorts can also be victims too. People seem to forget that. They get really upset at the sex worker, they get really upset at that, but they don't get upset at the grown men who be hiring these people, asking them to do nasty, freaky, weird things. But when everybody wants to blame the worker who is in an uncomfortable, exploitative position. So I think that this is an important message that the prosecution are trying to relay out there, that these escorts also are victims. We're coming forward with them. Get ready. Pack your shit up, Diddy, because you're about to have a sentence. And so this is basically what this is implying. Now, Jay-Z is introducing this casino in New York, and it's causing so much discussion online. People are so split on this conversation, where Jay-Z, Desiree, and Rock Nation are all promoting the fact that this casino in Times Square is going to basically drive in more business for Times Square, because people are going to want to come to this casino. My thing is this: whenever something like this is being introduced into a certain area, I do want to question, is money laundering going on? Because money laundering goes on so much in London, with all the stuff that, is being built there, all of these random, candy shops that are being built there that nobody goes into. I do feel like that, is this being made to clean and wash money in some kind of way? Because Desiree Perez from Rock Nation also stated that the company was about to collapse and that they desperately needed a lot of money in order to survive, and they got that last minute. So I already know their money is dirty anyways, but I do feel like, is money being washed here in certain kind of ways. Certain artists are also, I believe, using a ways to wash money, because I don't understand why a casino needs to be made here. Like, what is this going to bring? Why is this a venture for Jay-Z? It seems like it's out of the loop. Maybe you guys know more than me, but to be honest with you, the venture just does not make any sense. Why are you creating this in Times Square? What is the business idea about it? Outside of you buying all of these homes and properties, it's just odd to me. Now, moving on to this whole Charlie Kirk stuff, I had no idea that him and Candace Owens were besties. The two were ride or dies, and it's just so fascinating to me that everybody globally, all over the world, is protesting for this man, whether it be in South Korea to even in the UK for what happened early on today, and happening all over the so many different countries. To me, it just makes me even prove that this was an inside job, and that there has to be big responses from government for the fact that one of the secretaries in the UK in the government responded to this and put out a statement. To me is insane. This man was an influencer. This man is not a martyr. This man is not somebody who died in war. This man is just an influencer commentator. So for the fact that his passing so suddenly has ruptured these governments and their responses, I think that they were told to do so, that they were told to respond like this, because it can fan the flame for the crowds, fan the flame for the audiences, and that in itself can lead to protests, and those protests can lead to more disruption, more of pitting humans against each other, more of pitting parties against each other, which is basically government control, and that's what they want to do, which is why there's so much civil unrest going on right now all over the world based on this. And I believe that he was sacrificed. I believe that he was sacrificed by his own people, by the people that have been supporting him and supplying him with stuff. They had to sacrifice him to cause a distraction, and this is the distraction that they wanted. I think that this is how I will look at it. I'm so sorry, I won't look at it as this person is some kind of martyr or something like that. And I just find it so bizarre that everybody's putting out speeches talking about fanning the flames and let's cause more disruption and more civil unrest, and people are now protesting, harming people. This is what this was all meant to do. This was the whole pre-planned situation. Also, when it comes to this killer, that he was identified and he was the person who was doing all of this, and now there are Facebook pictures, guys, all emerging of parents introducing him to guns and weapons when he was a minor, is absolutely insane. What a disastrous ideology to introduce that to minors, and then look what this person ended up doing. I wouldn't be surprised if he was paid to do this. Let's not be naive, guys. In this world today, let's not be naive. The current civil unrest that we are witnessing, and all this immigration conversation and everything going on, all of that is government control and done purposely to cause civil unrest. That's not the biggest issue here. The biggest issues here are the millionaires in your governments and who are taking all the money, not paying any taxes. The issue is homelessness. The issue is our doctors and nurses and teachers not getting paid sufficiently with salaries. Our issue is that taxes are a big problem. That there's so many pressing more matters here. Not the migrants coming on boats. No. Factually, that's just incorrect. Madness. Anyways, let me know thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just one click to subscribe. Shout out to anybody out there who also has migraines. If you ever had a migraine aura before, or your vision has gone blurry or anything like that, let me know in the comments, because I'm so intrigued by it. Subscribe, click that button. It's just one click, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.